It's Famous Friday.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Yes, it's Famous Friday.
It's Famous Friday. And who are we making famous this Friday?
The favorite.
Your one and only.
Yes, the number one communist in the city of Chicago.
Number one socialist.
Number one socialist.
From Ecuador. And it's Ecuador.
From Ecuador.
Why they all seem to come from there?
What?
But they all seem to come. If you think about it,
I don't know. He's the first one. He's the one I know from Ecuador, but I know that he is dangerous to the city of Chicago and the 25th ward. But we're making famous this Friday Byron Sigcho-Lopez.
Latino caucus. Ain't he the head?
Yes.
Latino. They so far left.
Hey, so Alderman Byron Sigcho-Lopez represents the Pilsen Little Village and University Village community. He has been a alderman since 2019. He was reelected 2023 to 2027 due to great community support. Okay.
It wasn't great community support. I got the numbers.
He arrived here 23 years ago as an immigrant to the United States, where he found care among teachers, coaches, and community members. He completed his bachelor's in mathematics and business administration from Cumberland University and his master's in economics from the University of Illinois of Chicago. He settled in Pilsen, and he worked as an adult education teacher.
Can't believe it. That's why our kids fucked up.
Okay.
That's making sense. We see who the teachers are. This is why our kids are fucked up.
Brandon Johnson. Oh no, you're right.
Brandon Johnson. I haven't failed one kid. Then fool said I fought the system so they wouldn't prep the kids for tests. What you prepping them for? Millions? That's what that makes sense now.
He founded the bilingual adult education program at the University of Illinois at Chicago. He said that he became politically active after former Rahm Emanuel announced the closure of a neighborhood public school. So he got involved in that. And then Byron advocated for rights for tenants, homeowners, and was the lead sponsor of an ordinance to reduce harassment of homeowners who have been targeted by predatory developers.
What?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What is what?
So predatory developers.
Can you repeat that, please? I think I probably misheard you.
Yeah, I wanted to say because I thought this was special for you, Ms. Jackson. Okay. He said he advocated for the rights of tenants, homeowners, and was the lead sponsor of an ordinance to reduce harassment of homeowners who have been targeted by predatory developers.
I thought that's what you said. Okay, go ahead.
And then in his second term, he's now appointed, as you already know, the chairman of Committee on Housing and Real Estate. And he remains a member on several city council committees, and also he's a part of the Progressive Caucus and the Latino Caucus.
The progressively putting us in Modette Caucus and the Latino Caucus. Now I'm reading something that it says, I didn't even know this existed. That he was a member of the Socialist Caucus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, said he joined all 5 other members of the Socialist Caucus in signing a letter to Lightfoot, which criticized her budget for an over reliance on property taxes and a regressive funding model.
Does it say who the other aldermen were?
It's one of
That were
11.
part of that
This was in November 19th. It just said he was one of 11 aldermen who voted against Lightfoot first budget. We could probably look that up.
Well, in 2019, he was running for Chicago City Council. He was a socialist, but he says democratic socialism is the only way to challenge the system we have.
Foreigner.
He can go back to Ecuador with that.
That's what I said. Foreigner. That's how all these foreigners feel. And for Miss Jackson, there go the black and brown, right?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the black and brown. That's the black and brown. There it is. Go ahead, continue.
He takes the place of Danny Solis, and Danny Solis, he was the wire. He was the snitch of the. He was the snitch. He was the snitch. He's the one who took down Madigan.
He got paid. His pocket swelled to tell.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
He
didn't go to jail though.
He didn't go to jail. He got immunity for snitching. But he will always be known as the sexual enhancement drug person. He was getting kickbacks for Viagra.
Oh, he was doing the Santa Shark.
Yeah, he really is. Danny Solis didn't care about nothing but Viagra.
He did a Santa Shark before Santa Shark.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay, go ahead.
He took his
oh my God.
He took his place. But see, he grew up in Quito, Ecuador, and saw the effects the 1998 Ecuadorian financial crisis had on his family and neighbors after his mother was severely injured in a car accident. So basically, he taken everything out in America because of what was going on in the financial crisis in Ecuador. Okay?
Why didn't stay there?
And the family used the settlement money to send him, at the time he was 17-year old, to the United States. I don't know why they did that.
Was he legal? I don't think he's legal.
Yeah.
He might not be legal.
And why
I don't think he's legal.
And why didn't they just stay there and fight for their country if they felt like it was so unjust and so all that? Why they didn't stay there and fight? Why did they come here and try to bring that communist agenda here? Why was that?
Because it wasn't enough money that his mom got in that car accident.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a lot of fight in Ecuador.
Yeah. And
It's
so he hasn't been back. He hasn't been back since. But
what? Wait.
But he's also he's a member of the Democratic Socialists of America, and that is the Hispanic KKK. And they are taking over.
And he ain't been back since.
Yeah, Carlos Rosa is one of them. Oh yeah, I don't know. As much money that they stole from the illegal immigration scheme, he probably setting up shop there.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, why do all of them get set up in these positions? Like you said, he over what, housing and.
Yeah, he was over housing, and when I know when I was protesting outside, him at that time, it was him and Jeanette Taylor. Jeanette Taylor she was like the co-chairman, but he was the head chairman of housing and real estate. And I remember her coming to me saying that she was talking to him and Stephanie Coleman before I started going in there with all stuff. So I didn't really know these people and stuff like that. And she was saying that they were discussing, why I was down here fighting and stuff like that. And they were going to talk about it. And then he came over and he was acting like he was fake concern and listening to what I was saying and taking my information. And he's saying that, a lot of people have been, complaining about this, and he's trying to figure this out. And him and Jeanette Taylor is putting some stuff together and a panel and all this stuff he was saying. And I remember going to his he had his fundraiser thing that I went to, and there was a guy, Miss Jackson. He said he used to see you at the Starbucks over here, Mr. Gregory.
Oh yeah, that tall guy.
Yeah, tall guy. So he paid for the tickets, and we went to his fundraiser, and I got a picture of him, and he got his fist up like he's gonna do something, and that's what's the name came, our do nothing mayor, and that's when they first started looking at me, because they used to see me outside, right, his security. So now they're like, okay, why is she here? So they probably thinking I'm stalking him, but nah, this man said he's the chairman of housing and real estate. I'm trying to get my mother's case settled. This is like this guy. This should be it right here. He's the chairman of the housing and real estate. All this stuff. They know about TIF. Yeah. So basically, that was a wash. And then Ms. Jackson has set up where we met with him. I met with him. Ms. Jackson met with him. He saw all my paperwork. One of his and
two of his assistants was with us.
One of his assistants saw that it was weird how the demolition paper had the city of Chicago as the owner of the property. He's the one who pointed that out. I didn't even know that it had that. He pointed that out, his assistant. But that was a wash, And
remember, he wrote a letter on our behalf. Remember, he wrote a letter on our behalf.
And then and he wrote the letter because he was so confident at that time that he was going to be moving into the zoning, and the zoning and land and the zoning and rules, that whatever landmarks that
zoning and landmarks. It's zoning and landmarks.
So that's the only reason why he did it.
Right.
Okay.
Because he knew that I'm done. You understand? Because that was going to go to. That was going to the housing was still going to go to another Hispanic, because Carlos Ramirez, who's now head of the Park District, which is crazy. But he told that the zoning, the housing and real estate was supposed to go to, or zoning was supposed to go to Emma Mitts.
Yeah,
that's what he promised. That's what Mayor Johnson promised, that he was going to give that to her. All of a sudden, Carla Ramirez Rosa steps in and says, no, it has to be another
Hispanic.
Yeah, Hispanic. And because it was so much backlash, he decided to put Walter Burnett there. And what's name had to stay at housing. But basically, Carlos Romero Rosa was running the play and saying basically, no. You can't get, I know that you guys took it away from me, but you're not going to give it to, that has to be a Hispanic that has to be in there.
See that?
And they allowed
it.
Not the black nationalists.
Yeah, not the black nationalists. But yes, the black nationalists.
Seemed like he more Latino.
Yep.
And so
that black
from that though, you start realizing what type of person he was, because even before that, he flattened the burn. He stood in front of the flag that was burned. It was all about Pilsen. I mean, not Pilsen. It was all about Palestine, because he really couldn't talk about Pilsen like that, because Pilsen was not messing with him, because he was trying to push $1 billion TIF in Pilsen, and Pilsen, the community of Pilsen was coming down there and was like, no, we don't want TIF money in our community. And the reason why is because they probably see what it's doing to the south side and the west side. So we don't want TIF money, because when y'all start putting TIF money over there, all of a sudden you want to start gentrifying.
Yeah.
And you want to start, you understand? You want to start pushing people out and stuff like that.
So they had enough sense to know that they don't want that.
Yeah.
Right. And city council heard their concerns and governed themselves accordingly. But when they hear our concerns, it's like it goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
When we say
But
we
they
don't want
can't
that,
do anything. Like you
Right.
see,
That's what I'm saying. It goes in
these
one ear and
Hispanics.
out the other.
Yeah,
But you see
Hispanics
these
do
other
whatever they want
groups.
to do down there. The Deborah Silverstein, whatever she wants to do down there. Conway, whatever he wants to do down there. But when it comes to the 20 black aldermen,
and the black citizens, so that's what I'm saying. So therefore, so much for the black and brown. When you trying to make it push that black and brown thing, the brown always benefit, but the black always get what?
Nothing.
nothing.
We get a resolution, a Founders Day acknowledgement, parking spots, handicap parking spots, for them to speak up on FERS because it's what was said. It's a achievement if you got a FER.
Right.
It's a black achievement.
It's a black achievement.
Don't forget about Founders Day.
Yeah.
Don't tell we hear about from the Do Nothing
Yeah,
Black
the only thing that they do is the only thing the black aldermen do in the Do Nothing Black Caucus is they're good for a good resolution.
Exactly.
They're good for a good resolution.
Or if you win a championship.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get any ordinance passed.
No bills.
You're not gonna get any legislate. They're not gonna stand with you for a press conference. They're not going to do any of those things.
They're not going to build up your community. They're not going to help your community. Nothing. They're going to give you tokenism, like we were just saying, Miss Jessica, when we was down there. Symbolism and tokenism. That's what they give black people.
And you can look up on the city site the bills that they propose, or the bills that what they call it when they agree with it and all that, motion up and all that. Some of them, I looked up one alderman, I ain't gonna say their name. But the only thing they had was birthday resolutions, acknowledgements, handicap parkings was the main things up and down their whole thing. But if I said their name, you'd be like, oh, you never met. They actually just spoke for the first time, and I was kind of shocked. But it was about FERS, of course.
Yeah, Stephanie Coleman. That's just basically.
You were supposed to say the name.
I ain't gonna hold you. Stephanie, she alright, but come on, Stephanie, man, you ain't doing
Founders Day, basically.
Come on, baby, come on, give us
empty lots over there. No, she ain't. No, she ain't.
Give us an
ordinance. She ain't all right with all them empty lots in there. With no.
And all the Hispanics moving in, taking over there.
That's coming in.
I drive over there. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So also, he is calling. Byron Sigcho-Lopez has decided to try. He tried to push for a resolution for the release of Mahmoud Khalil.
What's that?
That Trump is trying to deport back. The terrorists. They say he's a terrorist. So he tried to push a resolution for that, and it's just crazy to me because. For me and you, Miss Jessica, for coming down there for so long about our housing and property rights, and for him to be the chairman of housing and real estate, we can't get an ordinance, a resolution, a solution, settlements. We can't get anything.
Nope. Not today.
But you defend who? Who is he defending?
But anybody that's anti-American like him, he riding out. He's riding out for him.
He was passionate too. He was passionate.
Yeah, he's passionate. Sometimes you don't even understand what he's saying. I say that he needs closed caption a lot because I don't really realize. Like, I was surprised when they caught that white supremacist. When he called Conway a supremacist, like that was without that. Yeah, he tried to do it, but he called. But you see,
they caught it real late.
They caught it real late because you need the closed caption. That's a closed caption.
But he be passionate when he's speaking about other people, foreigners.
Yeah. Not Chicago though.
Oh yeah,
Or
not so.
everything on the federal level he passionate about.
He's passionate about everything
Yeah.
that's gonna not for us, that's anti-American, everything that don't benefit Black.
Yeah.
He's passionate about. But
Yeah.
when it comes down to everything else, it is what it is. And that's why we keep saying that Black and brown stuff, they ride that, and we allow that. Well, we don't, us don't, but y'all allow that garbage, and that's how they get in, and we always be down here.
Yeah, this is not like the Black and brown, like maybe like in the early 90s, 80s, 70s.
Right.
These are these people are they really are like Hispanic supremacy.
Yep.
Like they do not care for, it ain't like this ain't, when I think of them, I just like, they're dangerous to like to hate this country so bad, and to get in government, you're doing it because you have an agenda, and your agenda is to take down America or take down this system because you're mad about the 1998 financial crisis in Ecuador that don't have nothing to do with us.
Well, that's your fight right there.
That's your fight.
Because we're trying to make this place so diverse. I guarantee you, all the people in the Latino culture, wherever they from, ain't no diversity over there. But he's so worried about the federal level. You need to worry about this, because this is what
So they say so.
No, he's making a good point. No, he's making a good point about how Byron Sigcho-Lopez only fights things that are on the federal level. Anything, and which goes back to what you're saying. For them, it's all about fighting the government, fighting the United States government. If the United States say go up, they're determined to say no, go down, because they got vendettas from their previous country. So yeah, he's making a good point that the concentration on fighting the federal.
And all of them.
All of them, they're going after the federal.
That's like, even with what's going on, I was explaining to my mom earlier, they're trying to say that Trump is trying to protect all of the white students on campus, right? And you know, they're trying to make it like a racism thing. And I'm like, you know what? I said we gotta call a spade a spade. The fact that the Muslim community, the Palestinian community is going on these campuses and are bothering these students about what's going on over there. You understand what I'm saying?
Something does need to be done about that. They shouldn't have been able to disrupt college graduations like they did. They shouldn't have been able to disrupt the airport flights like they did. None of that should have been allowed. None of it shouldn't have been allowed.
Not in America. Go over there in Palestine and fight. That's where your fight is at. Don't bring
Israel. Yeah, you got beef with Israel. Columbia University ain't do nothing to you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And what irritates me about us Black people is that that's not our fight either. So the fact that you're over there doing that is crazy, because it's like back in the when we were able to, when they start integrating schools or whatever. Once we start being able to get into these different schools, going to schools, integrating the schools, that's used to be like how the white people used to throw stuff at us and stuff like that, right? Because they didn't want us to be in this community, right? They didn't want us to do that. So it's the same thing now. It's just the Muslim community that's doing it, and then we have some Blacks that are not fighting for us.
Right,
fighting for what we got. We got stuff right here at home we got to deal with.
Right.
How are you fighting for something that doesn't have anything to do with us? And as you see, the Muslim community does not do nothing for our community
at all.
But they set up shop in our community.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, so that's so to see, so to see some of these young black people that be out here fighting for Palestine, when both of them, that's a fight over there is crazy, and nobody doesn't say anything. And then, but then, why should you when you have people like Byron Sigcho-Lopez that's going to talk about America in Chicago and the country like a dog? Like, I mean, like this is the worst thing that ever happened to him. But he is, but he in government here. We're paying him. Our tax dollars is funding for. I mean, making sure he's good, his wife, his children. But you hate America so much.
But you anti-America, and we pay. Look how twisted this sound, y'all. This person is anti-America, but America is paying him.
Yeah.
But you benefiting off all the freedoms and things America offer, but you anti-America.
And have a position that's able to legislate for immigrants over here. You know, you're able to you are a city council member, an alderman. So and city council is the legislative body of City Hall of the city. So you are in government with this animosity towards America, for your country, and you say it's like that what's her name, the Omar Ilan, you know, where she's sitting here straight up going all in for Somalia. You're a congressperson in the United States Congress, but your loyalty is over there. All the way to the point where you did something extreme as marry your brother to get him here. And same thing with him. Same thing with him. His ideology is so extreme with this that he would stand there and watch a burning flag, United States flag. And then on top of that, go to show you how out to lunch the mayor is. He didn't do anything about that. He didn't do anything about that, like he didn't do anything about Rosa cheating the city for Sanctuary City.
Yeah. But it's him. He's allowing them to do all of this. And the black aldermen don't say nothing.
And
we got 20 black aldermen, they don't say nothing. He's gonna ride. Brandon Johnson gonna ride for them.
Yeah, he ride for them. Yes, he do. They smile, they walk together, smile, everybody. Oh, they so cool.
Okay.
What's this a golden pattern for?
What's this for, Fuqua?
I don't think he heard you.
He told me to let him back in. You're in. I don't know if you want to go back in and out, but
so what is this golden pattern is for?
How they voting? He probably trying to show us how they vote.
Yeah. But on what? But on what issue?
Yeah.
He's going to come back in because.
Yeah, he gonna come. And everything he vote on is not not for us. Everything is against what we want.
Yeah, it's always going to be against. So, but it starts with again, when you've let the Democrat Socialist gang, because that's they are gang, take over city council with the mayor, with the mayor siding with anything they do, they feel like they're untouchable. You know, even with the person
and with no pushback from anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, Raymond Lopez and Anthony Bill, I mean, they can only say so much.
Right.
And then, even with,
they don't be, it's no one that, you know what, there's nobody in there that's willing to break a neck.
Because all of them are of the same party. You can't reiterate that enough. All of them are the same party, so their end game, all of them have the same end game. Now they might, they might. It goes back to what we always say about the 4. One of them might say 2 + 2 is 4. The other one is 1 + 3 is 4. And 4 + 0 is 4. But at the end of the day, all of them's goal in there is to get to the same place. And that's illegal immigration. You heard, for example, you heard Alderman Bill complain about the money that's being spent on them, but you haven't heard him say to stop letting them in.
I didn't think about that.
You see what I'm saying? Lopez is saying, let Holman come get the criminals.
Yep.
But he not saying let them get all of them.
All of them. That's true. That's true. And
you see, and then when you couple that with the reality that Lopez knows, which is a lot of them are not being arrested. They're being told not to be arrested. So even if you let them in to get them, how many you gonna find? 3?
Yeah.
Because they're not being arrested.
And that is the frustration of it all.
Right, so it boils down to the party is they're rocking with that party. None of them have said stop illegal immigration.
Yes.
None of them have said that. Just like none of them has stood up and said give Black people their money on the South Side and West Side for economic development. None of them have said that because all of them are of the same party.
You're right.
We just watched the hearing up here on DC. Even on the federal level, all of them are, in terms of the Democrats, are for illegal immigration. And they just sit there and commingle it with immigration, but all of them are for that. None of those Democrats on Capitol Hill fight hard for Black people to have anything like we bear witness to them fighting hard about this illegal immigration. So it's the Democratic Party.
Yup, they even willing to go to jail, have workshops to
for the Democratic Party's agenda.
Yeah, that's their agenda. Workshops for illegals. They're willing to have legal counsel out our money, pay the lawyers to help them off our tax dollars. That's like you said, Miss Jackson. It's the party.
It's the party. An individual in there is not going to do anything outside of what that party's goal is.
Yup. That's their agenda.
You're looking at the Republicans. You're not hearing anybody from that party saying, no, don't close the border. Don't get them. Don't come and get them. Nobody from the Republican Party is talking like that because as a party, they agree in mass deportation. So it's the party, it's not the individual.
You're right. Yup.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. It's hard to agree with the truth when the liar's paying your paycheck.
Right.
But see, that's the downside to people, let's say like everyday people like Yancey and them coming into office because of what you just said. It's so easy to pay them off. It's so easy for them to take money because they don't have money. Whereas you go over here, let's say, for example, let's take Trump, Elon Musk. It's going to be harder to pay them off to do something because they already rich.
Yeah.
So they're already rich. So it's really just about power for them.
Yeah.
Okay, but when you look at our aldermen and you wonder, why is it that our stuff look like this? Because they regular, everyday people like us come into these positions and here to come the corporations or whatever with their little payoffs for them. And they so gullible, they take it.
Mm-hmm. And it's so easy for, now you think about, let's add another layer on there. And then it's so easy for, if you are not from here, because you don't even like America, so you have no allegiance to America, so you're going to take money anyway, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So between the allegiance to other countries and what is the word we want to use? And catering to your lack of funds as a personal as an individual, that creates the pathway for all this corruption down there. You can't get somebody to wholly and solely deal with an issue, because either the money that they can make quickly is being dangled in front of them like a carrot, or either the allegiance to their country is at the forefront. And this is what we're left with.
That's it.
Well,
what was that voting power? What was that voting? What was the voting screen for?
That was for the shot spotter.
Oh,
so
okay.
The shot spotter. He always talking about. I got a video of him talking about safety and all that when he was running for the election, his seat. But yet you voted against the shot spotter.
Everything
with Brandon, exactly. He go vote on Brandon's side.
Yeah.
But he also receives a lot of contributions from the teachers union and IU.
But he's also really broke. He only has a total of 2,000. You ready for that? He has nothing in his campaign. That's why he's crashing out too.
Hold on. Let's look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, he's crashing out. That's why he was trying to push the $1 billion pension in Pilsen. And because that didn't work, because he was going to get a crazy kickback off the Pilsen, off the $1 billion. $1 billion you trying to push in Pilsen for TIF money? And they were coming down there. They were them family people was coming down there in yellow school buses on committee meeting time. They didn't make it, never made it to city council to vote because they was coming in committee meeting like not.
He was gonna steal so much of that money.
Yeah. And then they went and found some Hispanic priest, and had a Hispanic priest come in there and say, this will be good for us. This will be good for us. And then them Hispanics, they going cursing each other out in Spanish, the abuelas and stuff like, hell no, no TIF, no TIF, no TIF. Yeah, they really want to say, you see what they do with the niggas and TIF over there? You're not going to do it over here.
Yup. In our neighborhood, that's right.
And because you know because you know them as a group, as a race, their goal is to own. If TIF and government is all up in their mix, it keeps them from being able to own. They look to own.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
right. So I was very proud.
I'm looking at his expenses right now. So let me go back. It looked like he feeding his family at Costco. So he spent $715 at Costco on November 5th. November 4th, he spent another $720. On 10/30, he spent another $565 at Costco. Then Diva 24th Western, whatever that is, he spent it's something with food. On November 6th, another $574. Fiverr, he spent $620. November 14th, Nation Builder, get this, he spent $449. December 23rd, December 27th, another $449. Then on October 15th, $449.
That sounds like a payment.
Well, he got triplets, so I don't know how old they are, but that Costco bill, I'm pretty sure he took some of that stuff home. But anyway, then
that's that Tiffany Hayner move.
Exactly. Right. So in his account, as of the end of the year, he has $2,483 left.
That's why he's crashing out.
He took a loan out, $1,600 during the last quarter as well. But he only won the election. He won the election by 467 votes. So
that's not that much.
That's not that much.
That's not much at all.
25th Ward. Anybody who wants to run as a Republican, the 25th Ward, Chicago, all hands on deck at gmail.com. Please let us know.
How many people ran against him though? When he won by those 400 and some, how many people ran against him? Just one person.
Who was the person? Who was the person, Fuqua?
Right. Who was that one person?
Ada Flores. So
Okay,
we got to get in
Ada,
contact with her.
Ada, call us, but only if you're running as a Republican.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
but you can't just be anybody. No,
Can't be progressive or socialist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't be none of that.
Right. You can't be progressive.
No,
Well, if they're
we want the same
Republican, they
people.
won't be.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't be. It's no
Right,
so
if they're Republican, they wouldn't be socialist.
PCS, no PCS, progressive communist socialist. No.
No rhinos, no Republican
rhinos.
names. And so that's why, so y'all gotta listen. This man is dangerous because he only got $2,000. So guess what? He finna replenish that pot. So
Well, yeah, you gonna see some donations coming from the teachers union. And what's the
that's
other
what
one?
I'm saying. So
SIEU or whatever it's called.
Everything he gonna be voting on gonna be to enrich himself and get
But
some of that.
see, you got to understand right now, the CTU can't afford to send those donations out because they ain't got no money. And right now, with the feuding with the last $175 million that's supposed to go to CPS for the pension, it's getting real crazy.
That's the only reason why they're trying to increase staff, saying we need a librarian in every school when the kids don't even go to the library, everything on the computer, on the phones. We need a nurse in every single school. We need that because they're trying to increase staff. Because if you increase staff, they increase revenue from dues. They have more money in dues. They have more money to buy seats. Yeah. And they talk about it for the students, but if you look at their books, because I looked at it, they budget out, it wasn't that much money for scholarships. They didn't give out $1 for a scholarship. But you talk about for the students, for the kids. Exactly.
Now, $1 is scholarships.
They didn't give out the $1,500 or whatever it was for a scholarship they had budget. They didn't even give that out. So Stacey she's after control. She told somebody else, I can't remember, it was a politician, that you go see, like basically like she runs Chicago.
I heard somebody say something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know they called Tony Printwick, was she the goddess or whatever, the god of the DNC?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all going to jail because it's RICO time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's RICO time. Question: how much has CTU given Byron Sigcho-Lopez?
I got to look through each report. That might take some time, but
Hey, so did we hear something about the kids not even the illegal alien kids eating, but our kids can't even
the reduced lunch that the kids are not the CPS kids, our kids, all CPS kids that are in reduced lunch that are the Chicago citizens, like they're not they can't eat, or they don't have enough money. They're still not letting them eat unless the lunch lady is nice and let them do it. But the illegals or the migrant children, they get a pass.
They eat for free. Yup.
Yeah.
Then we heard that out the mouth of one person who worked there who said, "Yup."
Yeah.
So let's look at his previous officers. Roseanne, the chair, she resigned in 2015. Stacey Fredericks, she resigned in 2018. And then you had Ms. Cotton, the treasurer, resigned in 2015. Or is that Alderman?
Byron Sigcho-Lopez has received a total of $107,000 from Chicago Teachers Union. And now he has a date, 2000, how much? 2000, hold on, I think I got it too. He now has a total of $2,483 in his cash on hand. But he's been given a total of $107,000.
So he had to amend his report in 2022. So that's when he was having his triplets. And he had a total contribution, 149 contributions for a total of $98,925. So let's they say follow the money.
Mm-hmm. But don't they get like so much millions for their ward too? Like they got to spend that money.
1.5, I think. Ain't it 1.5 million they get?
Yeah, for their ward, so they get that 1.5 million too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of them ran through that money. The minute they learned about this, what you call it, posse scheme, how they was gonna run this illegal stuff, all of them start running money. They start running money before the illegals actually even got here.
He was the person. Byron Sigcho-Lopez, his shelter was where that kid died.
Is that right?
Yeah, he ran that shelter.
They said it was all moldy and all that, right?
Yeah, let's
what, little 5-year-old, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's let me read the it was the Pilsen shelter.
Yeah.
It was a Pilsen shelter. So he ran that shelter just like Vasquez ran the Streeterville shelter. So he was making money. They was making money off these shelters now.
Yes.
Mr. Humanitarian.
Yeah, it was 2241 South Holster Street.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Humanitarian, that's standing up for rights. You got kids dying in your rotted out shelter.
As a chairman, he says, as a chairman of Housing and Real Estate Committee, it is my duty to address the housing crisis with actionable solutions and collaboration with city departments, community stakeholders, and sister agencies, and spit everywhere.
Yes. And spit everywhere.
But you see where they say community stakeholders. Community stakeholders mean the money people. Okay?
Yeah.
The community stakeholders means I need, this right here was when he was making big money.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the little baby got the little boy got he was killed. Well, killed, okay, because they killed him. Because they say he died, but they killed him because at the end they killed him. They're murderers.
Kill who?
They killed that little baby.
Oh, I'm talking baby in the shelter. Yeah.
Yeah, they killed the baby. Yeah. And the crazy thing is they kept blaming Greg Abbott for sending them here. But they were saying, like it or not, these buses are coming and
Sanctuary City and
Brandon Johnson said that he was he didn't flinch.
Right, he wasn't gonna flinch.
Yeah, so these are these people. But when that baby got killed, he said, look, they're showing up sick.
Right. But what we saying that all along?
Didn't he?
They're showing up sick.
He said they're showing up sick, didn't he? Yes.
And then remember the parents' main concern was saying that we don't know where these people coming from. If y'all say they come from the jungle and all that, we don't know where they come from. And then y'all want to put them in our communities and then let them go to our kids' school. And we don't want our kids to get sick. We don't want, we were like xenophobic and all that, remember? For saying that
they didn't have to get no vaccines. That's why the baby died, because he had no vaccination at all. No measles.
And then there was an outbreak of measles, tuberculosis, and lice.
Yeah. On top of mold.
Mm-hmm.
On top of rat turds, rat turds and everything all over the place. And they were $700,000 a day they were spending on shelters.
Okay.
Mold and all, they still was in there fucking though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they was outside doing that.
Yeah, they was still up in there getting police officers.
They was making sure that they was getting them anchor babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they told them, come over here.
Yeah.
Baby, and you good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were making so much money because they thought that racist Joe Biden was
And
going to
Carmella
keep
was going to stay.
funding money here for them.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
But in the fourth quarter of 2022, he got 5,000 from Teachers Union. He got another 5,000 from CTU Local 1 Pack, that's Teachers Union. Another 10,000 from SEIU Healthcare. Then another 15 from SEIU Illinois Council. Another 5,000 from SEIU Local Pack. So, but regardless of that, you got to follow the money, because what Teachers Union do, which what I saw, they'll donate to somebody else because they reached their limit, and then that person will donate the money to who the Teachers Union reached their limit with. So they fund the money.
Yes.
Zoe, did you pull up that article about that little boy dying in that shelter?
oh yeah.
Print that out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It was just saying, this one talks about city aiming to contain spread of measles after case confirmed in Pilsen migrant shelter. And they talk about
pull that out. And then you had the figures on how much they were spending a day at that shelter, didn't you?
Yep. And then I'm just reading what what's his name? Andre Vasquez talking about something. I think they're doing the best as they can while he's stealing money over there and in Streeterville. And did you see what came out today? 8 months.
Well, why they ain't have no meeting?
Immigration rights meeting.
Right.
What?
You know, the committee meetings for the immigration and refugee rights, it's been 8 months and they haven't had one.
Because they already paid. They did their job.
Block Club Chicago did it today. It says, as Chicago targeted by ICE, City Council's Immigration Committee hasn't met in 8 months. The City Immigration Committee came under fire after it failed to meet for more than a year at the height of the migrant crisis. After promising to meet monthly, the committee only met 4 times in 2024 and never since Trump took office.
Print that out.
Who's the chair of the immigration?
Oh, Andre Vasquez.
Vasquez is the chairman of immigration.
Well, he just put up his Twitter back up because, you know, he went ghost for a little while.
And Maria Haddon is still ghost because they said that she was she had pushed out the seniors over there for the Vennies. They call it the Venezuelans Vennies. But you know, she ran on being homeless.
But did you notice at the last city council that she said, I think it was her who said, because the lady who was giving out the money for the homeless for the tents, she said we need more funding for homeless.
Yes, she did. Yup.
But y'all gave $600 million to the migrants for
Yup.
sure.
Yup.
Wait a minute. Who said we need more money for the homeless?
Remember she said that, and I was like,
at the last meeting. Remember they was doing a resolution for the lady who died? That took 2 hours, and everybody was talking, and she was like, yeah, she come around to the homeless people and find them shelter and all that. She was like, yeah, we need more money.
We need more money.
For the help homeless. I'm like, what? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. So that's why they may be glad I'm not down there at the town hall, because I'll be like George Blakemore, yelling out.
Oh no, I yelled
all goods and services.
No, I yelled out, Puka.
No, we be going in. We be going in.
I said the homeless. I said no, y'all give it to the illegals.
Just for shelter.
I said more money for the illegals. That's what you asking for. I said, Ms. Jack, that's what she said that, y'all. Sure did.
Alderman Andre Vasquez says, chair of the Committee on Immigrant and Refugee Rights, said the committee has instead been focusing on the ground engagement in neighborhoods like hosting Know Your Rights workshops for immigrants. He said the committee is still discussing what kind of legislative action the city can take on immigration issues, which are largely under federal jurisdiction. Less than 2 years ago, Vasquez was appointed to the committee's top position and pledged to hold committee meetings once a month. Under his predecessor, the committee failed to meet for more than a year at the height of the migrant crisis. With the federal government controlling immigration policies, Vasquez said he sees the committee's purpose as providing accountability and updates. It's a little bit challenging to get things done via hearing where there's not much legislatively that the city can do. So we plan on doing quarterly hearings to then report back all the things that we're doing. Rico time.
But they haven't met in 8 months.
They haven't met in 8 months because they're on the ground. They're on the ground telling the illegals. They hold a Know Your Right workshops now. Because at the end of the day, they got to figure out what they're going to do because Trump is coming.
Yeah. And so they doing the AOC, telling people how to write. So you need to print that down because Capitol Hill needs to know that that's what they're doing with this sanctuary city stuff since Brandon Johnson is still on Capitol Hill. They're still under that investigation.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the workshops.
Right. They're still under that investigation. So that type of information like that need to get to that LaHood man, the one that was from Illinois. That was going in on him. That's what we need to have that type of information.
And I think we should do like a get like a yellow envelope, send it on, and say from
that's
Chicago.
What I'm saying. Print it down. This is what I'm saying. Print this stuff down. Right.
Yeah, because the promise to meet monthly was the only reason why they got this immigration thing. Okay.
But they haven't met what you say in 8 months.
Yeah, but he promised.
Because it ain't no more fun.
Andre Vasquez.
There you go. Because it ain't no more fun.
Ain't nothing to talk about. No more money.
It's no more money.
They met 4 times in 2023, and then they didn't want to hear our voice. And they didn't want to hear us either because we was going.
Oh, let me go back to that.
Because it was getting to 700. They said they were spending $700,000 a day on shelters.
They was. Remember, Zoe, you realize how much you said they was we did that?
Yeah, it was. You looking at 1.4 million every 2 days.
Every 2 days.
Every 2 days. Every 2 days. And you want to get up there and talk about it's only 1%.
Yeah.
Right. Now my math might be a little off because I didn't go to CPS, so my math could be off. You know,
he said 1%.
So
he said 1% of the
budget. Budget was 18 million. 1% of 18 million is 180 million. I mean, 18 billion is 180 million. You spent 600 million just on shelter.
Right. They got the line item of 600 million for shelter. Okay. Right. But then you're not talking about the Medicaid. You're not talking about the vouchers. You're not talking about the link cards. You're not talking about any of that.
None of that. Oh, birth certificates. IDs.
And what's crazy,
school
your favorite person,
huh?
Your favorite person, the lady that was sitting behind them, your favorite person.
Oh, Mary Richardson Lowry.
She didn't tap him once on the shoulder. She didn't touch. Mary
Richardson Lowry wasn't playing with him this time. She didn't even put her hand. She didn't even raise her hand on her chest for the Pledge of Allegiance. She like, fuck this shit. I'm tired. It's over.
She ready to get out.
It's over. They coming anytime. They're coming anytime.
Let me tell you something. It's so over. It is so over.
Over.
For Mary Richardson Lowry. It's so over. It's over. It's over.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. She said right there and watch Brandon Johnson on Capitol Hill commit perjury.
Multiple times.
Because they asked if they have counsel. Remember? Yeah. They asked each one of them if they had counsel. Are your lawyers here? In other words, do your lawyers hear what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
She was right
represented by counsel.
See, Adams
lawyer
stepped in.
And she was sitting right there. What? No, because see, you gotta look at Eric Adams. Eric Adams had 3 lawyers there. And don't you see, it was a couple of times when they tried to pin him up, he reached back to give counsel for them. It was a few times that they wrote a note to him, telling him what to say. His lawyers was right there. They was handling Eric Adams like a G.
Like a G.
He was handling himself like a G. Okay, now over here with Brandon Johnson, when they showed the camera on him, did you notice, especially in the playbacks, Mary Richardson Laurie looking the other way?
Yep.
Oh.
No, she wasn't even looking to the camera.
But look, Eric Adams ain't done. He ain't going to jail. You see, he flipped his whole lingo. He talking like a Republican now.
That's what I'm saying. He handled like a G. Didn't you see all them Democrats starting to attack him?
Coming at
The
him.
Democrats started attacking Eric Adams, and then the Republicans start giving him slack and start showing him love. But the Democrats was attacking Eric
I got
Adams.
one better
They
for
asked
you.
him, how much have you spent?
He
$6.9
said
billion.
$6.9 billion.
$6.9 billion.
Right, that's straight out.
He straight out. He said $6.9 billion.
1%. Boy, if New York City spent $6.9 billion,
Chicago was right behind
last
him.
year at $2.5 billion. Myself.
I wish I could find this video.
You can find what video?
When Brandon walked in and hugged Eric Adams, and Eric was just gonna give him Brandon, try to embrace him like a brother, like, oh, my brother, and Eric was just like, played him off a little bit.
Yeah, like
You weren't watching.
I might have it because I kept on taking pictures of them coming in.
Yeah, but you was shutting somebody down, so you ain't see it during that time. So
No,
yeah, you was shutting somebody down. No, I'm talking about when you walked in. Yeah, you was telling somebody they place, But we gonna go into that.
So you saying when that was happening, I wasn't paying attention to what that was.
Yeah, you gotta go back and watch the video. But basically, you know how you see somebody and it's like, oh, my brother, you try to embrace him, this big old hug, this bell hug.
Yeah, because he already knew that he was about to. He already knew that it was about to be over. He knew. And he know he's stupid. That man is dumb. Oh man, so I gotta fix my audio. I gotta put my headphones on. Yeah.
But it was a clear distinction. It was a clear distinction, the difference between the way Eric Adams handled himself and Brandon Johnson handled himself, and that Colorado mayor and that Wu. The reality is this: that Colorado mayor is just dumb as get out. Wu is just overthrown by the immigration stuff because she's newly immigrant, and Brandon Johnson is overthrown by this black liberal socialist trying to overthrow the government mentality. It's not the same thing that you saw with Eric Adams. Eric Adams was from somebody that had been around a long time, somebody that knew the ropes. You know what I'm saying? It was a different. It was a different dynamic with him than it was the other three.
And he's a former cop. But Wu, she's from Barrington, Illinois, so she privileged.
Right. And she just over here.
Yeah.
But look what I found.
She's just over here.
Brandon Johnson.
She ain't 4th-generation Asian or nothing like that.
Brandon Johnson donated $250 to Lopez in October 12th, 2018. So they go back.
Wait, $250?
$250. So that was when he was a commissioner. Friends of Brandon Johnson donation was $250. 10/12 of 2018.
Wow.
To Raymond Lopez?
Yeah, to Lopez. So that's when he first started. When Lopez first started.
Wait, Ryan Sigcho-Lopez?
Yep. Okay. So his first
Byron Sigcho-Lopez, not Raymond Lopez. Byron. Okay, go ahead.
So this is 2018, huh?
2018. He raised $23,049.57.
And then remember 2019, that's when the influx of the socialists came.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah,
Going to COVID
because
time.
and
Going
they
to
all
COVID.
and they all went in. They all came in at the same time, except Jim Gardner. Jim Gardner was able
Yeah.
to beat one of the socialists that was supposed, and that's why they've been harassing him ever since. Yeah, so that's a whole nother
Yeah, they on him.
situation. But
Because he beat one of them.
yeah, he would beat them. So they all were supposed to come in at the same time, and majority, everyone got in there except Gardner. Gardner was able, and then Carlos Ramirez Rosa, because he's one of the main ringleaders. He's the one who helped get that guy Anthony Quezada, that's in the Cook County commissioner. He's a little rainbow, those Hispanic man over there. He's the one that's going to take the one that what's name is going to appoint Brandon Johnson, because Carlos Ramirez Rosa is clearly one of Brandon Johnson's handlers or boyfriend. It could be either one. I don't know. But all I do know is that anything that Carlos Ramirez Rosa appoints or wants to do, Brandon Johnson was like, yes, I will. Anything. And so this is who he's suggesting take his place. And
Who?
he's going to Anthony Quezada.
Oh, that's the dude that said nigga on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
he's
and
he's
with the black glasses.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was saying it like, "Oh, I'll allow you to say nigga."
Yeah,
that's what he was tweeting.
So Cook County, yeah. So he's next. I mean, he's next for the alderman seat.
But he stopped you, Danny, from saying Negro.
Yeah, for Negro.
You gonna point somebody who said nigga?
That's a good one. Woo, that's a good one.
From saying Negro. That used to be on people's birth certificate.
Yeah, that's a birth. Yeah, Negro. Yeah. That's the
So look, this is the hypocrisy of Brandon Johnson. They banned Zoe from just yelling at somebody, talking loud at somebody. Then they banned the one guy, the Moore guy, for saying Stephanie dresses like a stripper. But yet Lopez called a colleague a white supremacist, and y'all just took him into the closet. So why you ain't take Zoe into the closet with Jason Leigh and William Hall and say a prayer and reinstate? Why you ain't do that? So the public is held to a higher standard than members of the council?
Yes. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, because it's a clique. So this is that dictatorship that they talk about.
Yeah.
The dictatorship that they talk about. So they call Republicans dictators, but no, we the only city where you can appoint a council member. You can appoint the school board. You can appoint the CEO. That's a dictatorship to me.
Yeah, that is.
The power is controlled by you.
Yep, not the people. Yep.
And then who is your dictator? The teachers union. So look at this. Teacher union gave $20,000 in 2019 on March 25th. They gave another almost $20,000 February 5th. The Cook County Teacher Union gave $1,000 March 23rd. They gave another $2,500 February 23rd. Then Brandon, he gave $1,000 March 12th. This is 2019.
To Brian.
Okay, then back to the SEIU. That's something with the teachers. I forgot what it stands for. They gave $25,000 March 16th, $500 March 23rd, another $10,000 March 23rd, another $15,000 February 5th. So we see who he controlled by.
That's why he vote for everything. So basically, yeah.
They're all teachers.
Yeah,
and nothing wrong with teachers should get paid just like the cops, because that's a form of.
They need to bring them test scores up.
Exactly, but what are we paying for? We're not paying for just staff, because why is staff increasing when the population is decreasing? And then test scores. What it looks like every time we invest more, the test scores go down. The more money we put in, the lower the test scores go, because you got teachers like Brandon say, "I have never failed a kid."
That's it.
All you got to do is show up, and you should pass. So that's why all these progressives who think that we are all equal And no, it ain't no equal. Capitalism funds socialism. That's why they got to pay their fair share. No, they don't. They pay what. If it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be able to tax. That's why corporations moving out of Chicago. And
that's why you're right. They ain't coming in. They moving. You're right.
That's why. Right. The migrants even moving out. They got paid to get here and they moved out. You know how many migrants left Chicago? They said, "Fuck this." It ain't no. Come on. They got it for free and they moved out. That's how you know it's fucked up.
Well, also, we're dealing with a little bit of like Hispanic drama between the socialist, communist, Hispanic KKK against CPS CEO Pedro Martinez, right? And because they are beefing because they really want him out because they're pushing to either get Brandon Johnson's chief of staff, the Zayas lady, or somebody also said it may be Stacey Davis Gates. They're trying to push to be the CEO for CPS. However, Brian Sigcho-Lopez also is like pushing him out. But the beauty of this is, how Hispanics stick together, right? So there's a lot of Hispanics that are parents, that are teachers, that are riding with Martinez. You understand? Like they riding with Martinez, and it's so great to see how they are like how Brian Sigcho-Lopez and Carlos Ramirez Rosa, because they were the biggest ones who were like advocating for Brandon Johnson to push him to fire Pedro Martinez or whatever, and they're not, and Pedro Martinez ain't budging, and his group, his following is like, nah, he's here, he's not going nowhere. I don't care if you fire him or whatever, he's not going anywhere. And it's good because it is like a lot of people like Natasha Dunn and other people that are part of the school board that are Black that are saying, they're part of the school community, CPS community, that are saying, nah, he needs to stay there because right now we don't have no choice because anybody that's socialist, that's with this socialist corrupt agenda cannot be nowhere near a CEO for CPS. Look what's going on right now with CTU. So that's why with this $175 million that they're hoping that they're trying to blame it on like what Brandon Johnson said the other day. I hope that Martinez wouldn't lie to city council. You take an oath and all you do is lie. You lie, you can't help yourself. You lie, it's RICO time. You're going to jail. All you do is lie under oath.
So watch Pedro Martinez not make that payment just to stick it to Brandon.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it.
He's not gonna make. I wouldn't. They fire you anyway, and they fire you for no cause. So if they don't make that payment, the city is in the hole, and then they're gonna be in the hole for the next year too.
As usual, though, but he doesn't care because he's working on his $3.5 million pension.
Right.
See, that's why the feds got to come.
Yeah, that's why they got to come.
Here's the thing: he lied under oath about that money. So there's no reason at all why they can't come again. It's not about no recall process or none of that. Now he lied under oath about that money. And the reality is, city council should be pushing for his resignation. Okay? But they're not. And so, we don't know. That needs to be proposed to them. He has lied under oath about this money, and y'all know it. So therefore, you all need to push for his resignation. Now, if y'all can't do that, then I don't know, probably bonding. What's that, DOJ? Bonding? Probably need to extend the investigation beyond Brandon Johnson into all the City Hall and Cook County.
That's what
Right.
we asking. That's what we're asking. For
Well,
real.
I-
That's what we want.
He needs to be right. He's not fit to serve.
but you
And
know
I-
why
I
they
mean,
not gonna do that? Because they say
he got a 6.6 rating.
Mm-hmm.
He has lied under oath about the money. He's lied under oath about the crime. He's
crime is
not fit to serve. We
Crime is
are not
bad.
be subjected to this type of abuse for the next 2 years until his term comes up. A recall is neither here nor there now because he's lied under oath.
Yep.
Why should we as citizens have to go running for signatures? He's
Yep.
lied under oath. If I'm a CFO, and I just know this, I mean, y'all know it from everyday living, and I know this as an accountant. If you get caught doing embezzlement at 12 o'clock, the process is that you pack your box and leave by 12:05.
Yep.
I don't know. Name me one situation where you can get caught messing with money and people sit around and think about it. No, it's right. Messing up money is a beeline to wherever it is that you're trying to get to.
And you know that it's a problem because the CFO left, and what you say when the CFO leaves, Ms. Jessica?
Then it's over. They already know you're in trouble. That's why they know.
They
Because they don't want to answer the questions. Because as a CFO, you knew better than that because you in charge of the purse. So anytime you see the CFO and them and all this and them saying, okay, I'm leaving, you already know what it is. Don't you see that they left and then months later, Brandon Johnson is in front of the thing, in front of Capitol Hill. Don't you see? Look, Zoe, how many times did we ask Deborah Wisberg to do an investigation? How many times? Over and over again. We even went down there to her office and demanded one. It was not until he got that letter from Congress and then at public speaking when she was there, this last time when little cutie pie was there, I said to her, look, we keep telling you we want him investigated. Either you gonna investigate him, or either Capitol Hill, the feds gonna come see about you, like they said about him. The next day, what was in the paper? We want to see the gift closet. Deborah Wisberg say she want to see the gift closet. Deborah Wisberg say Lori Lightfoot is blocking him. Don't you see she got herself from up under that mess?
Yeah. Oh.
Don't you see she got, so when they come for him, they can't say the Inspector General failed to investigate this. No, she's saying, I tried. He wouldn't let me in the gift room. I tried. Lori Lightfoot stopped me with him. Yeah, as soon as we brought it to her attention, hey, little cutie pie. Little cutie pie. Congress is already after him, after Brandon. Don't do that investigation and see if we don't have him come look for you. The next day, headlines. He wouldn't let me in the gift room.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Did that or did that not happen that way?
Yep, it definitely happened that way. Yeah.
It definitely happened that way. How many times did we ask her to investigate? How many emails did we send?
Man, I know, but more than 10 times, more than 10 emails.
All right, we even went down there looking for her.
We've talked to her twice when we see her. I have dedicated 3 of my 3
conversations with her.
Yeah, 9 minutes of my public speaking has been dedicated to Deborah Wisberg every time I see her.
So she getting ahead of the game, huh?
Yeah, because look, auditors, controllers, Office of Inspector Generals. These are all the people that have the answers to any financial woe.
Mm-hmm.
Your auditor gone, the controller gone, and now the Office of Inspector General is after you and reporting that you won't let her in gift closets. These white folks is clearing themselves They not finna get bought down with that Negro.
That is so true.
And then yesterday,
That's it, Miss Jackson.
Bridget Early, he appointed her as deputy mayor of labor relations. She gave her resignation as her last day being today.
What is her race?
What happened?
What's her race?
A white.
All right. See?
She gave her resignation today.
What's
Tuesday. She did it Tuesday.
Was she a DEI hire?
Huh?
What is her title?
No, she came from CT, came from CTU too. That was his buddy.
Oh, so she was a DEI hire.
I don't know what she was. I know she got up out of there.
She got up out of there.
Yeah. DEI hire or not.
One thing we know for sure, every 2-3 years, them 3 letters come knocking on the door of Chicago City Hall. Because 53 city council members got indicted and convicted. So who 54? So every couple years is in what? Burke was what? How many years ago?
That was he got convicted last year.
Yeah, but he got indicted 3 years ago? So that means we due for another indictment. We do.
Remember, we just had Mike Madigan, though.
I'm
talking about just Chicago.
Like the feds to come. Yeah, it's Operation Greylord 2. It's Operation Greylord 2.0. But it's RICO time. Ms. Jackson, you were the first person to file a RICO charge. And when you filed that RICO charge scared them because you wrote that RICO charge well. You put everything together. You broke down all of the RICO that was in your case and what they were doing. The reason why when they went and said they'll do the settlement conference, because at the end of the day, that even though he's a terrible judge, Blakely said, what is this? You understand? Because that RICO is you can't no matter how much immunity you have, if you are committing fraud, you are filed. Yeah, that's RICO. And that's what this is. So even with the situation when they tried to play us last week, we got they said they did the same thing they did. It's not completely over. They're giving us time to amend the complaint again. No, we're not going to continue to do this. This is a RICO charge. I need my law. We're filing a RICO. And that's the thing. When I thought about the RICO, that's what I thought about, Ms. Jessica, when you filed that RICO charge in the end of 2023, because it was a RICO, and that's exactly what they are doing. This is all RICO. This is RICO time. It's RICO time, and the only person that's going to take this down is President Donald Trump, AG Pamela Bondi, and Kash Patel, Don Bongino. Yeah, and we're calling on them because that's the only thing that's going. Yeah, it's Operation Greylord 2.0 time. It's RICO time, and little Ecuador. We don't even know if he's on an expired visa or not. But he needs to go to jail.
That's another investigation that we need to call for. Now, remember, I had told Whisper, I had wrote that in a letter saying that it should be an audit on if these Hispanic aldermen are actually citizens or not. Are they here on visas? Are they here on extended residency? Because if they're not citizens, this is part of the reason why we're having the problems that they're having, this nonstop spending. I think that in light of the fact that the sanctuary city issue is before Congress, I think that matter should be raised again, that they demand their citizenship paperwork. Do they have it? Yep. Do they have because that speaks to how it is that you could watch all this type of money go down the drain like this. You could see the city being in trouble like this, and you don't feel a thing because you don't have allegiance here.
You don't care. Yup. You hate
it. That's a real issue, and we've asked for that. I know I did ask for that. I have asked for that investigation before from that Deborah Whisper. What is up with their citizenship?
Maybe we should do it like you said. Maybe we should do that again.
Right. Like you say, gather up a nice little yellow envelope.
Yup. That's true, because that's what it is. They hate America. This is what we looking at. Yup.
Yep.
That's it. And we can see if they real citizens, like you said. That's it.
Yeah, because you got to figure. Last week they was up there in DC, and Wednesday we were in there, Danny, and clearly it was just like business as usual. Like that hadn't even happened last week. So are y'all in denial or something? Y'all want to keep on talking about money? You want to keep on talking about building low income housing? It's like you all in denial that this is happening right here.
Yeah.
Because we were in there and it was just business as usual.
Yeah. They talking about more money for illegals. The old girl, like you said, talking about they need more money for the homeless. Yeah. Homeless, we know illegals make up more than homeless now. So yeah, it was just like business as
usual. Down there in the line, Brandon Johnson had this little imp stare from the west side, ready to cheat and get in line and cheat the lottery system. But it was just like nothing had happened. And
they had the whole fur industry up there speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had what? You had 5 virtual speakers. Of the 5 virtual speakers, 3 of them was for the animal rights. 1 of them was for some, and then the 5th one didn't show up. Then they left you 5 in-person public speakers. Of those and 5 public speakers, Jasmine spoke about the police, and then you had 3 more speak about fur animals, and then 1 more did not show up.
And they was reading basically the same script.
They had that one guy, that black guy, that said, "I didn't vote for you, Brandon Johnson," and then he said,
"Okay, so that was 2. Okay, so it was Jasmine and the dude you talking about, Zoe. Okay, that was 1 of the speakers. Then it was 2 that talked about the fur, because it was the man with the beard, with the fuzzy beard, him, and it was that chick with the glasses. They spoke about the animals. And then, like you say, yeah, then Jasmine spoke about the police. And then that brother, the one who said, I'm not, I didn't vote for Brandon Johnson. And then the other person didn't show.
But you know what somebody said to me, who made me think about this today? They was like, Brandon Johnson, think about how he scheduled all these meetings right before he was going to Congress, to try to water down now after what happened, how he scheduled these meetings. And what they talking about, what they put in to talk about. Like you said, the fur thing now, to saturate it with that. And then, what is he going to saturate with the other? You see what I'm saying?
Right, all these no good resolutions.
Yeah, after his Congress thing.
Right. But see, one thing is it's a little piece of the puzzle in that he wasn't banking on, and that they weren't banking on. And that was that we would be there. We were there.
But they doing stuff.
We were there.
Yeah, because it was 4 hours of resolutions.
Come on. It was 4 hours of resolutions. And then also we know this is nothing but what they say, smoke and mirrors, because all of us was in DC. We see what the fact that you all are not addressing
the real issue
at all. And you all are coming back here like, what? But again, they're not, well, they are considerate, but they're not letting it be known that they were thrown by the fact that we were there. The little West Sider was supposed to be the only one that was there.
Shout out.
She was supposed to be the only one that was there. And so between the imp and City Hall, they were all prepared to make a certain persona. What they wasn't banking on is that we would be there, that I would be in that room too, and that you all would be in the building too. Dave and Afrolee was in the building too. We was in the building too.
Did she have identifying clothing on?
Yeah, she had that ugly MAGA hat.
Cowboy hat that had glitter MAGA across the front, and she had a red jacket. And
yes,
so
being
you talk
as
about
tacky,
okay,
being
you talk about
tacky
that
as can
percentage.
be.
I
You
thought
can't
you
get no
talking
tackier than her. She's tacky as hell.
and then I had on, the hoodie, the Chicago flip red hoodie, and that red, cap I always wear. So when they came in and we stood up, I mean, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, I was satisfied at that point because I knew that it had accomplished what it was supposed to accomplish, and that was the Muhammad Ali effect. What did Muhammad Ali say? 3/4 of your winning the fight is getting in your opponent's head.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the minute that him and Mary Richardson Laurie walked through the door and they saw me standing there,
like, oh shit. We thought we went away from you.
Mm-hmm.
you understand? So when she hollered out the west side in the building, and then but south side is here.
So that's how I took it. So that's how I took it. So west side versus
Right,
south
that's
side.
how it
So it's like
happened.
when you say west side, the south side people gonna be like,
You
south side.
already know.
It
Come
wasn't
on.
no.
You already know the culture of Black
Exactly.
Chicago. You could be in church
Right.
and let that preacher say, because being from the west side, somebody gonna say, well, south side. It doesn't matter where you at. That's the culture of Black Chicago.
But she
Whenever
tried to
the
play
west
it the
side
other
say
way.
something, so does the south side. If the south side say something, so it's the west side. That's the culture of Black Chicago. So she already knew when she stood up and said west side in the building, it was going to be a natural reaction. South side, Chicago flip red.
Mm-hmm.
So you did that to start a fight with me.
But
because whoever this reporter was that was behind me, she already knew her and told her to take us because she was going to start a fight.
Yeah, but she was shouting out to Brandon Johnson because that's her people.
Exactly. You already knew what that was going to trigger, even though you're sitting over here with a MAGA hat on.
Didn't she just have a meeting with him?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So any words, any other words for anybody have anything they want to talk about when it comes to Byron Sigcho-Lopez?
Yeah, he's a progressive, racist,
yeah, I'm just asking
socialist.
anybody in the
That
in the
need to worry about
comments.
the Fifth Ward and not the national stage.
He's coming up for when is it? When is it? 2027? Yeah, he's one of the people. All of them got in 2023 as re-elect.
Yeah.
All of them. So
we got to get all of them out.
Yeah, but he really is a dangerous one because even if he gets voted out the right way, and this is what I've explained to there's a lady I speak to on the north side that knows them, knows those people very well, and we talk about all the time that that he's a disease. They're a disease. The Hispanic the progressive caucus, and those particular socialist, communist aldermen and women are a disease to Chicago, and they are going to continue to poison Chicago if we do not get them out of there. And the problem is, and one of the things is because they're so anti-American, and their goal is to take over City Hall and the Chicago government and stuff like that. That if he gets voted out the right way, was because clearly we only need to get somebody to get over 1,000 votes because he only won by 400 and something votes. You probably gonna have to get martial law in here. You probably gonna have to get you probably gonna have to deploy the military here to get these people out of office because you see how you think what they're doing, right? They're getting prepared right now with these terrorists and stuff going on these campuses and stuff. That's why when Trump is like, you know what, at the end of the day, nah, y'all getting deported because nobody has time for what y'all are in America doing this. Y'all all got a beef with America about Israel. America is going to fund Israel or not. Okay, that's just what it is. Number two is y'all sit here and say y'all are getting slaughtered in Palestine, and y'all are saying it's getting slaughtered. It's really bad there, right? And so when Trump said that he will go in there and telling y'all, giving y'all a chance to get up out of there and stuff like that, people want to get out of there,
build it up.
Yeah, so he can build it up. All of a sudden, they were like, nah, we good. We got $53 billion to do it. So y'all got $53 billion to build up Palestine. All of a sudden, when Trump said he gonna go in there and take care of it, but nobody don't talk about that though.
Yeah,
nobody don't talk about that. They want to stick with the slaughtering. They want to stick with the getting slaughtered and things like that. Like I said, it's a game. And my thing is, you've got people like Brian Sigcho-Lopez and Andre Vasquez pushing for resolutions for this guy who they don't want Trump to deport and all this. He's not a terrorist, even though they found all these guns. If he's been, it's a whole nother situation. But you guys are pushing for resolutions right here in Chicago. But we're dealing with 15 people getting shot last weekend. And this man saying that crime is down. You guys will refuse to find anything that's going to change. Going to do that's better than shot spotting. You guys still haven't found anything for shot spotting. The car now. Yesterday a whole Jeep fell from one of the highways. Okay, like it's a lot of accidents on these highways. It's a lot of stuff going on in Chicago that y'all are not focused on. 4 years in the fire department still has not got a raise.
Contract.
So they're fired. The trucks are falling apart, and we're not. You're not getting any help. So there's things right here in the city of Chicago that y'all need to deal with, but y'all refuse to deal with it because y'all are taking, like you said earlier, Ms. Jackson, they got beef with the federal government. They want to take on the federal government and keep using this racist thing. He's a racist. He's doing this. Nah, y'all the real racists. Y'all the real prejudice.
But we're going to continue to invest in people.
Right.
What do you say? For a better, safer. What do you say?
Better, safer, stronger
Chicago. Something like that. He said.
Yeah, better, safer, stronger Chicago.
He is destroying Chicago. It's getting, and I think he has a vendetta I think he has a vendetta against the South Side of Chicago. He cares nothing about the South Side, and I think he cares nothing about the South Side because one thing the South Side doesn't have is this lake. And I'm just trying to tell you, in the Renaissance, the history, it's a lot of stuff over here. He doesn't care about anything when it comes to the South Side of Chicago. His investments that he's doing is on, when he says we talk about black investments, is only on the West Side of Chicago. Yeah, he does not care about the South Side at all. He barely cares about the West Side. He doesn't care about anybody but whatever this agenda CTU, Venezuela, and the Progressive Caucus has put together before he got in here.
And he has such a retaliatory spirit that it's possible that he could straight up be withholding doing from something for the South Side as a personal vendetta because we coming down there from the South Side talking about immigration. Because he is, to me, he seems like, I'm gonna say allegedly, as they say.
Even
he seems like the type that's retaliatory like that.
All the shelters. Where was all the shelters at? Where were all the shelters?
On the South Side.
In the areas they were in. The most affluent parts of the South Side of Chicago.
The West Side got plenty of abandoned buildings they could have put them in.
Now that's true. That's true. Now that's true.
Yeah.
You go to the West Side, you don't know if you're on the West Side or you in Gary.
So yeah, so that's what I started to notice. And when I talked to there's an Uber driver who said that he was like, man, F Brandon Johnson. And he just got crazy. He was, I mean, not crazy, but he was just pissed off. He was like, man, we started this project over here on the South Side. And it's like, this was before he got elected as mayor. And he just abandoned the whole project.
Yeah, that ain't his mission.
Like they say, nah, he don't care. Yeah, he said he was so mad when he got voted in. He don't care about nobody but himself.
Yeah.
When you call him walking out the other day from the PBC meeting, it looks like either his back is big or he wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, his back is like he got fat. He like he gained weight at the top.
I don't know, it might be a bulletproof vest because he knows.
Yeah, because he looked fatter at the top.
Yeah,
well, you did see how the security kept looking backwards. I ain't never seen security usually look back.
Looking back,
maybe for the president, but for a mayor,
that's what everybody said. This nigga think he's the president.
Yeah, then he had six walk with him.
Yeah, that's why he said was down.
And I'm noticing the last two PBC meetings that I've went to, they have asked CPD to come over there to, like, I guess hang around or whatever, because they see us. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, we've been doing this going on what me and Ms. Jackson been doing the whole time with them. So I'm not going to like attack him. I'm not going to jump in his face. I've been around him plenty of times where I could have done that. I've been in plenty of other spots, any places where it's not City Hall, and I could have said something to him and I walk away. He's a clown. I just want you to settle the case. Like, tell Mary Richardson Lowry to settle the case. I don't care to like hang with you. I don't care to meet with you. You are a clown. You are a certified clown. You know, so tell your handlers, which is Daley Jr. and them, to settle our cases. But yeah, and Byron Sigcho-Lopez, for you to be chairman of housing and real estate, you don't care to get to the root of the problem, which is they are taking people's property. Huh?
Yeah, that they stealing property.
Yeah, they're stealing property, and you are the chairman of housing and real estate. Like, there's no one else to go to really there because you are the chairman of our problem.
Mm-hmm.
And you are not, and you don't care to do anything. You wrote that little letter because at the end of the day, you knew that you only agreed to meet with us because you were confident you were going to zoning and landmarks, which is a very another powerful position. As an alderman, if you become a chairman of finance, zoning, housing and real estate, budget.
But you have a teacher running zoning, housing, and real estate. Just like you got a teacher running the city. You got teachers running City Hall, and they really should not. And they run it just like they ran CPS.
Yeah, then that's why CPS is the way CPS is. Yeah, that's the real problem. These teachers don't know how to govern.
Because they don't know how to teach.
They don't know how to teach.
Because they're too busy teaching about I identify as.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one teacher that went viral?
Which teacher?
The one after Trump banned, the he, they, and all that. Then she went viral for explaining to the kids something about, it was some new term or whatever. I can't keep up with terms or so many. But it was some new term she was teaching them.
See?
Yeah, the Democratic Party is done, right?
Yeah.
And they're done because they've made so no one is doing another 60 years of what we just endured. No one is. Everybody has woke up. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is community, right? And community is for the people who care about their children, who care about family, who care about God, who care about their future. And it's a lot of people who care about all of that. The Democratic Party got weird. And because the Democratic Party got weird, they lost their base, and they lost a lot of their base this election. And then you have the ones that are on the fence that still don't want to go there, but they are now looking to see, well, okay, I'm willing to sit down, or I'm willing to see why people are going red or stuff like that, because the Democratic Party still has not apologized, has not held themselves accountable for putting people through that Space Jam, because they were turning into Space Jam over there. All they cared about was trans and illegals. They didn't care about nothing else. And so now that Chicago is going to be a red wave, because it's definitely going to be a red wave coming 2026 and 2027. This is the first time in history that the city of Chicago, Black Chicago, is going to vote Republican, because they have showed their hand here. The black aldermen have showed you that they can't do nothing for you.
They won't.
And they won't do nothing for you. The Hispanics have showed you that you can do whatever you want to do. They just choose to not do it. The whites also have shown you that. So now it's what's left.
That's to tell you that they could care less. They can do either way it goes.
The white man, he can't say nothing nowadays.
Yeah. He's xenophobic, racist, or white supremacist.
He say anything, he gonna
But
get caught.
the crazy part about that is it's their party that says that. It's the Democratic Party that says that the men can't say nothing and that they misogynist. The Republicans don't say that. That's their own party that got the handcuff on their mouth.
So right now, freedom of speech is going crazy, because people are able to talk without having a tape on their mouth. So now the Democratic Party don't have nothing to talk about, because like this lady said the other day, if you still listen to Joanne Reed, Roland Martin, the Democrats, Crockett, all of them, and you guys really believe that y'all are still oppressed, there's something wrong with you, because that's all they talk about.
You want to be
oppressed.
By being millionaires.
Why they're millionaires?
And living around the white people that they telling you oppressing you.
Yeah.
It's the hypocrisy for me.
You can't go to the person who who created the problem for your solution.
Exactly. So,
is there anybody in the chat that's in? Is there anybody in the chat that's in Byron Sigcho-Lopez ward?
Anybody in? No, but we got good 100. We got to 130 people watching.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
that's good. Any questions?
Any questions?
Did y'all notice how Brandon and them cutting William Kelly Mike after one question?
Yeah, but William, yeah. And
because William Kelly is the only independent news person out there that's going to ask the questions that need to be answered. The uncomfortable questions.
Yeah, and he ain't gonna let him. William Kelly don't let him stop him. He gonna ask, I need a follow-up. You let everybody else get a follow-up. I need that follow-up.
They cut his mic last time though. During his question.
I hope he needs to file a lawsuit. I know he filed a lawsuit against
Lori Lightfoot.
He needs to file one against Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, he should. You can't cut it. Huh?
Yeah, because some people they get 3-4 questions.
Yeah, in a follow-up. That's what he said. William Kelly said, I asked you a question, but everybody else got a follow-up. Right.
Yeah. And actually he's the only reliable news person I deal with in Chicago. He's the only one that tells the truth.
Yes, thank you. He's
not paid and bought.
Yeah, he goes, man, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, so he does need to file one, because he should have the right to ask 2 or 3 questions, just like his friend Heather Sharon from WTTW, racist Mariah.
Racist Mariah.
Racist Mariah. That racist Mariah is the one who filmed y'all.
Sure is. And I didn't know that. when she followed that lady out to the hallway, when me and Danny was in the hallway talking. Then I realized that was the lady that was sitting behind me, but I didn't know that was racist Mariah. So somebody named Alice Wynn called me and asked me about it, but she told me that she was the one who did it. Until later on, racist Mariah did. So I think that was that lady that was with her, Danny.
Oh, that was right. Yep.
Racist Mariah.
Yeah, racist Mariah.
She's from Block Club, Chicago, y'all.
Who, racist Mariah?
Yeah.
Racist
Mariah. Racist Mariah. When we first shut down that first city hall meeting, she was writing about me. She was writing about us and kept putting my picture, but would not say my name. Wouldn't say anything. Was trying to make it like I was the one, like I was being this reckless person down there. Wasn't saying the real reason why we were down there.
Racist Mariah. And she worked for who?
Block Club Chicago.
Okay, we need to drop Block Club Chicago a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because racist Mariah is harassing us.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
she's harassing us. I didn't know that was her until later on that evening. And I think was it Doris or one of them that told me she was, and I'm like, wait a minute, I remember Zoe used to always say racist Mariah, but I didn't know that that's who that was.
Yeah, but you know, I will tell you that clip is going in our documentary. That clip is the best. I was laughing for like 5 hours. I could not stop looking at that clip. That clip was
I was laughing at Danny.
When Fuqua sent me that clip, I was pissed off, Miss Jackson. I mean, pissed off. When Fuqua sent me that clip, I was crying. I mean, that was so fun. I'm watching it as soon as we get off.
And then you sent it to me, and I saw it.
It was so fun. It was good. I loved it. It was so good because it showed you it really was the South Side. It was, first of all, it should be in like, it reminded me of something from Saturday Night Live. Like some in living colors, like some Mad TV thing. Like you wouldn't even think that was real.
Why?
Because it's like you coming in. I mean, he coming in like he like pimping a little bit. Like he like he cool, whatever. She like, hey, West Side in the building. You like South Side, Chicago Fist Red. And then you talk about something. What you say? Mind your business, P. Ray. What you say?
You ain't my mama. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah.
Her thing.
You want me to send it back to you, Fuqua?
Huh?
Want me to send it back to you?
No, I can find it real quick.
Yeah.
Save it for us. Ain't hers next week.
Can I play it on? Yeah, I could probably.
You know what? Look.
You said save it for next week.
Oh wait, play it for next week.
Hold on, we got to do the intro for next week. So
we're gonna do it for
57
people
come next week.
All right, so this is what I gotta say. Let's go around about Byron Sigcho-Lopez.
Right, because I was going to say, because this is about Byron Sigcho-Lopez.
Byron Sigcho-Lopez is a very dangerous person in city council. Number 2 is Byron Sigcho-Lopez should be voted out immediately. If he cannot be voted out, I pray to God that the feds come, because I know him and his wife have been doing a lot of illegal stuff when it comes to housing, when it comes to taking people's vouchers and stuff like that. Yeah, they're really a criminal organization. Him and his wife. His wife is from California. She's an Asian situation like that. Her name is let me get her name right, because she's like a sign, like she got money, and she's also his campaign manager.
His wife.
But her name is and they have triplets.
Who got tripping?
Lauren Targos.
Yeah,
Targos.
I think he did
And
a payout too.
huh?
I think his campaign did a payout too. I saw it earlier. I gotta go back to it.
Yeah, so he's all so that's also his campaign manager. She's also she earned her master's degree in environmental and occupational health. So she's like some type of scientist. She worked at the Environmental Protection Agency. And she's a physical scientist. So that's
Physical scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mariah Wofel.
Yeah, her racist Mariah.
Yeah, she posted it.
Yes, racist Mariah.
I found it.
Yeah, but yeah, we go with that. But so please see 25th Ward. If you guys know anybody in the 25th Ward that would like to run in the 25th Ward, and you are a conservative and a Republican, we'd be interested in seeing who you are. Not saying that we're giving you any endorsements. We are just looking to see who we're scouting to see who is going to take over the 25th Ward. There's other people that have been talking about it, but if you are in the 25th Ward or know somebody in the 25th Ward that would like to challenge that seat, please email Chicago All Hands on Deck at gmail.com. 25th Ward, Byron Sigcho-Lopez. No, Republicans only. Thank you. Anybody else next?
Only.
7th Ward. Who is that? Gregory Mitchell. I call him.
Greg Mitchell is 7th Ward.
Yeah, that's motion man.
Yeah, we'll tell you more about him when he gets picked.
All he do is motion to Reef Casetta. That's the only thing he do.
Right. And get bucking and get crazy in everybody's face, but the developers.
And I just want to say, please, please, please call your aldermen, hold them accountable. When you see, make sure you all calling the office and letting them know you are watching, paying attention, you see what's going on, and they will be held accountable. So please make sure you call your aldermen and let them know that you are watching, and they will be held accountable.
71st State Street, that might be William Hall.
71st and State Street.
Yeah. Or is that over there?
Is that still Yancey?
Somebody said I'm from 71 State Street, and I don't know this ward, but I need to know who my alderman is and what he's about. What's the zip code?
Because what happens is Yancey ends up being past Stony towards State, but then when you get between Stony and Jeffrey, like where I'm at, then that's where Mitchell is. But then when you get on the other side of Jeffrey, then it's Yancey again. Right, then it's Yancey again. But then Michelle Harris cuts through there some part of it too, like over there by the Regal and stuff, and Peels Hill. It's Yancey, Michelle Harris, and Greg Mitchell that make up South Shore. And because I know, like when I be coming from 71st and State from the Dan Ryan and coming up 71st, you do see some of Yancey's posters on some of them buildings.
Let me see.
Yeah, 71st is
Yancey got something to do with some of that area before you get to State. Maybe before you get to Cottage. Maybe he stopped at Cottage. Maybe he stopped at Cottage.
Desmond Yancey.
Huh?
Her zip code 60637.
So if you want to find your ward, just go to.
It's given Yancey.
No, it's William Hall. I just looked it up. It's the 6th Ward. So you can go to the city site and just type or Google find my ward.
Yeah, I said him earlier. Yeah, when I saw 71st. But yeah, if there's a lot of trash over there on Dan Ryan, it's for sure William Hall.
Yeah. Yeah, Yancey might not go past Cottage Grove now that I think about it. And
So
then
William Hall,
like,
we did him
yeah.
last week.
And you know what?
We did him.
Right.
We did him 2 weeks ago, Joyce.
Right.
So you can go
That
check him
is
out.
right. Because over there, like you talking about before you get to the Dan Ryan, that's over there by Michigan, by Dave's area. And William Hall is that, yeah, you're right. That's William Hall when you get past Cottage and King Drive State. That's William Hall, yeah.
Yes, and Dave could not be on today because his mother's in the hospital. So prayers
Oh,
for
wow.
Dave. Yeah, he just said, yeah. So, and
Oh,
his
wow.
birthday was yesterday. Him and Twin. Shout out to
Right.
his birthday yesterday.
I knew
So,
that.
yeah.
I thought that's when he was still sick, but his mom got sick.
Yeah, his mom.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a hospital with his mom.
Oh, wow.
No. Okay. Wow.
So next week will be Famous Friday, and we are making
P-Ray.
P-Ray famous. Yeah.
What's her real name? Patricia Easley, something like that.
Patrice Easley, the Austin's princess, Austin princess,
Baby girl.
baby.
Austin baby girl, all that.
The trained politician.
The trained
Danny
politician.
Davis' goddaughter.
Danny Davis
goddaughter.
A diehard Democrat. You can't get no Democrat than that.
Diehard MAGA.
No,
what I say, you could take the girl out the Democratic Party, but you can't take the Democratic out of
the girl.
Yeah.
The diehard, yeah.
That's because she MAGA by day, Democrat by night.
Yeah. She talk like one, boy. She talk just like Obama.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna do shit that she preach about. Just it's all words, all grit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Austin finest, West Side finest, Patricia. Everybody loves the hate. Everybody loves the hate. Patricia Easley. This is Famous Friday. Hampton finest. Hampton HBCU graduate. Patrice Easley, aka P-Ray, Chicago Red. We will see next Friday. It's all about you, baby girl. It's all about you, baby girl.
Somebody said.
Let's play this intro video. So select this video. The one I shared. Let's play the intro video.
Okay, let me see what I did. Where you be doing this at?
Look at this desk. Let's play the intro video. Get it warmed up.
I don't even know how this works.
He can't resist himself.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't even see how am I supposed to do this at? You supposed to do it. I don't know how to do it.
I shared it. It ain't showing though.
Good. Wait till next week.
You gotta figure it out. There's a lot of videos.
You gotta teach me how to do all that now.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's next week. Yeah, we already did our intro, baby girl. We're gonna have it playing. We're gonna have it playing before we even get out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the commercial break.
Yeah, because me and you gotta do a couple of tests so I can see how to do it. So yeah, all right. So Famous Friday, next Friday, P-Ray, and we will see you. Famous Friday, each and every Friday, unless we got things to do. Okay? Thank you, Miss Jessica, Danny C, Fuqua, Zoe Lee. We love y'all.
Chicago feels great, baby.
Race 50.